Hello, everyone. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com. This is day two of my random live video blogs to celebrate National Kidney Month, which is March, and also in preparation for my 51st birthday. And I wanted to share my thoughts in my day and my kidney journey story from the past to the present. So last night I told you about what I'm going to be doing for the next at least 31 days of March, which is going to be doing some random video blogs about the topic of kidney health, kidney disease, and related topics to that. Today I wanted to share with you one habit that I formed early on, and I don't know how it started, but I do remember my love for reading has been with me from a very early age, and the way I believe it was triggered, if I remember it correctly, was that because I had glomerulonephritis, which is now called IgA nephropathy, when I was still an infant, my father, as I said, who was a medical doctor when I was living, first discovered it, and when I was just a baby, and so I was brought to specialists, especially a nephrologist, and the nephrologist happened. I don't remember her name now because this was like 50 something years ago. Because my parents were concerned about the effects of the infection I had, which really ravaged not just my kidneys but my whole body. And I remember I was like puffy and chubby when I was a toddler and up until I was like 4 or 5, and it's because of the medications. I'm sure they gave me some type of prednisone or cortisone medication and the antibiotics, which was tetracycline. So they wanted to have me checked by a specialist, and this specialist was a nephrologist who happened to be my father's professor at University of Santo Tomas Faculty of Medicine. So, and I remember, I don't really remember exactly what happened that day, but my mother has been telling me that when they first checked my mental capacities to make sure I wasn't affected in that area, the doctor actually found out, because I was asking a lot of questions. They found out that my mental age was at 6 when I was still 3. And my father basically encouraged me to, I guess, nurture that mental ability. And it was a typical 50s, 60s kind of father. Was distant, yet, he loved all 7 of us, of my fellow siblings. There's 7 of us. I'm number 6. So, and I do remember when I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, I was reading those, not books, but magazines, or I don't even know how to call them. It's it's like novelettes in the Visayan language, which is a language in the south of the Philippines. And every time we go to a house, the first thing I would look for are the magazines. So I was an avid reader from a very young age, and for some reason, this love for reading actually transferred over to my kids, because I remember Anton and Simone reading whole books, kids books, of course, picture books with words, you know, back to back, and even memorized the books at age 3. Um, so, so, I wanted to share that story with you, because that habit, um, helped me a lot in not just in my school days, but also in my profession as a physical therapist, and of course, I did internet marketing for about a decade, and I also wrote. I've written a couple of books. Okay, so the one book that so in the last 2 weeks, actually 3 weeks, I've been reading an average of one business book a day, a day or two. And today, well, actually last night, I was inspired by this video training that I watched on the internet by a guy named, let me show you this, Jay Papasan, who was an excellent teacher. And the book that I'm reading now, I'm almost more than halfway through, and also listening to the audiobook, is The One Thing, The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And it's a very good book. It's an excellent book. So I wanted to share that with you briefly. And I can hear my machine. I'm almost done. Okay. So I can hear my machine ringing now. So I'm almost done with my dialysis. So I'm on dialysis right now. So the one good thing about being on dialysis, it's not really something I look forward to. Believe me, it's a necessity that I still have, even though I've been going through dialysis for the past 3 years. It'll be 3 years by April 1st. It's not something I look forward to, because after dialysis, man, I'm exhausted. Today I was exhausted from work. Well, tired, not really exhausted, because this was been a busy week. But, I found ways to kind of be productive by reading books that I've been wanting to read for a long time. And this book, which I highly recommend, The One Thing, I saw this book about 7 months ago, and I went through it the first time about 3 months ago. But not until last night, I saw Jay Papasan's 2-hour video training summary of it, did I realize, man, this is like an excellent book. It's a transformational book, whether you use it for business or for your personal life, because it talks about the one thing. What's the one thing you can do to achieve the results you want in your life, in your business, in your health. What's the one thing? Because nowadays we're distracted by a lot of different messages. With social media messages and all that. So how do you really focus on the one thing that's most important? So this book reminds me of the seminal book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, by Dr. Stephen Covey, which I first read back when it was first released. Oh gosh, 1991. So that was a long time ago. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. Um, you know, like, okay, here's another thing. Um, Nowadays, most people don't really, especially the kids, don't really enjoy reading. Um, Now, Anton has a project. My son, who's 11 years old, he's in fifth grade, has a project on in his gifted and talent class, and the topic that he was supposed to present at the end of the year, which is school year, which is in May, is about the one person that made a huge difference in the world. So we brainstormed about this. Was given to him like 2 weeks ago. So he decided, because we brainstormed, and then I asked him, who do you want? And he decided, Jeff Bezos of Amazon.com, because at the time I just became a #1 best-selling author on Amazon, and he was curious how Amazon works and who started it and that kind of thing. So I told him. So went to Barnes and Noble. So now today he read the last chapter. I mean, this is a business book. It's an autobiograph. No, it's a biographical book. It's a best-selling book. It's called The Everything Store, and how Amazon started. And I told him, hey, all you have to do is discipline yourself to read maybe one chapter a day, and I had him actually go through each chapter, and actually told him, hey, you gotta write a book summary or a summary of each chapter, like with 5 different points. And he did it. He did it, because he doesn't like to read. Unlike his sister, Simone loves to read till now. Anton is more visual. He prefers to watch videos. And he's also auditory, so he learns. And he's he's more left-brained, which is didactic, like he's a math genius. So reading is not something but I taught him what I know about reading and comprehending, and I guess it worked, because his 5-point summaries of each chapter was really good, and I would quiz him. So even though his project is not due until end of May, he's ready. He's ready. He's going to do a book summary this weekend. But of course, he'll probably only spend like an hour, maybe less, to that. So, if you are interested in knowing more about how to train your kids to be to read better, comprehend better, and retain it, not just for school but in life, because really that's one skill that I know have helped me succeed in my profession. Reading fast, comprehending well, because I have to read a lot of charts and I have to retain a lot of information, for patients, and of course writing well is also another skill. That's something that I still have to train him on. and his school is really doing a good job with the reading and the writing part. So anyway, so that's really what I wanted to share with you. That is, the love of reading, and also this one book, the one thing. Um, Man, this book is so transformational. So I'm gonna spend pretty much most of tomorrow going through the worksheets that's in this book, and there's I have a purpose for doing that. I have actually a business purpose, and I'm not gonna say it right now, but I'm gonna reveal that by the end of this month. All right. So, anyways, thank you for your time and thank you for your attention. And I will be sharing another random thought video blog tomorrow. So I'll talk to you then. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, you can actually review day one and my other video blogs on my blog at kidneyforjoel.com/blog. And then if you have any questions, just Facebook message me. And with that, I want to say good night. Thank you, and hope you all have a nice weekend. Bye-bye for now.